In the last class, we defined continuity of a function at a point. And we learned that a function f is continuous at a point A in its domain if left hand limit at x equal to a is equal to the right hand limit at x equal to a is equal to fa. That is, limit fx as x approaches a is equal to fa. If this holds, then we say that function is continuous at the point a. Now today we will discuss continuous function. A real function f is said to be continuous function if it is continuous at every point of its domain. That means if the function is continuous at every point of the domain, then we say that the function is continuous. And if we are able to find a point in the domain of the function at which the function is not continuous, then we say that function is discontinuous. Let's see examples of continuous functions. Fx is equal to absolute value of x. Yes, domain of this function is the set of all reals. And when I defined continuity, I said that modulus function is an example of continuous function, and that can be seen from its graph. Yes, the graph of modulus function was like this. And this can be drawn in a single stroke without lifting the pen from the paper. So, modulus function is an example of continuous function because it is continuous at every real number. Similarly, sine function. Domain of sine function is again R. And yes, the graph of sine function was something like this. So again, this graph is without any break or gap. So sin x is also an example of continuous function. Similarly, cos x. Yes, the graph of cos function was like this, which can be drawn in a single stroke without lifting the pen from the paper. So therefore, cos x function is also an example of continuous function. And yes, let px be any polynomial. Then in class 11th, you learned that limit px as x approaches a is equal to pa. That is, limiting value is equal to the actual value of the polynomial at the point a. That means polynomial function is continuous at every real point. So therefore, polynomial function is a continuous function. Let's take one question. Discuss the continuity of the greatest integer function given by this. We have to check whether this greatest integer function is continuous or not. Yes, we know that domain of the function is R, the set of all real numbers. So we have to check whether at every point of this domain, this function is continuous or not. So let a be any point in the domain. So that is, a belongs to R. Now there are two cases. When a is a real number, a can be an integer or a can be a non-integer. So first case, let a be an integer. So I will check the continuity of the function at this point a. First we will compute the left-hand limit at x equal to a. Yes, left-hand limit is denoted by limit fx as x approaches a minus. It means that we are approaching a through values smaller than a. So in this case, we put x equal to a minus h. Now as x approaches a, then h will tend to 0. So I'll get limit f a minus h. Roll of x is given to a minus h and h is tending to 0. So it is limit, yes, greatest integer function a minus h. Now look here. This a is an integer. A minus h will be a point in the close neighborhood of a. Now this means that greatest integer which is less than equal to a minus h. Now greatest integer which will be less than equal to a minus h will be a minus 1, integer preceding a. So it is limit h tends to 0 a minus 1. On applying the limit, I'll get a minus 1. So left hand limit is equal to a minus 1. Now we will compute right hand limit at x equal to a. Yes, right hand limit means that we are approaching a through the right side, that is through the values greater than a. So we are here at this point x, which is greater than a. So here we will put x equals to a plus h. Now as x is approaching a, x is coming near to a, then h will tend to 0. So right hand limit is denoted by limit fx as x tends to a plus, that is limit f a plus h. Roll of x is given to a plus h and h is tending to 0. Apply the definition of the function, which is the greatest integer function. Now this means that greatest integer which is less than equal to a plus h. Now this is your a plus h. X is a plus h. Now greatest integer which is less than or equal to a plus h. Yes, it is a. So I'll get limit h tends to 0 a, this. So this is your right hand limit, and value of the function at a is this. Greatest integer which is less than equal to a is a, because a is an integer. Now left hand limit was a minus 1, right hand limit is a. So as left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, therefore f is discontinuous at x equal to a, and therefore we conclude that greatest integer function is discontinuous at every integral point. So we have seen that when a was an integer, so greatest integer function was discontinuous at a. Now let us take the second case when a is a non-integer. Yes, a is a non-integer. So that means a must lie between two consecutive integers. For example, 1.2, it is a non-integer, and definitely 1.2 lies between 1 and 2. consecutive integers. If I take 3.4, non-integer, and it lies between 3 and 4, consecutive integers. So if a is a non-integer, then it must lie between two consecutive integers. That means there exist integers k and k plus 1, consecutive integers, such that a is greater than k and less than k plus 1. That is, a lies between these two integers. And remember this, here a is non-integer. K is an integer and this is also an integer. Now we will compute left-hand limit at x equal to a. It is limit fx as x approaches a minus. So again we put x equal to a minus h. We are approaching a through values smaller than a. So x will be something less than a, that is a minus h. It is limit f a minus h tends to 0. That is limit, apply the definition of the greatest integer function, h tends to 0. Now this means greatest integer which is less than equal to a minus h. This is your a minus h. ऐसा सबसे बड़ा इंटीजर जो a माइनस h से छोटा हो, that is k. So its value is limit h tends to 0 k. When I apply the limit, I'll get k. So this is the left-hand limit at x equal to a. Now let us compute the right-hand limit at x equal to a. It is limit fx as x approaches a plus. So we are approaching a through values greater than a. So x is a plus h because we are at a value greater than a. That means a plus something. So here we put x equal to a plus h. Now as x tends to a, then h will tend to 0. So I'll get limit f a plus h as h tends to 0. Now fx is this greatest integer function. So I'll get f a plus h as this. Now this means greatest integer which is less than equal to a plus h. Yes, see from here, ऐसा सबसे बड़ा इंटीजर जो a plus h से छोटा है, that is k. Yes, a is a non-integer and it is lying between two consecutive integers k and k plus 1. So the greatest integer which is less than a plus h is k. So this is equals to limit h tends to 0 k, which is k. Also, value of the function f at a will be equal to this. Now again, greatest integer which is less than equal to a. Yes, a is a non-integer. It is lying between the integers k and k plus 1. So greatest integer which is less than or equal to a is k. So this is also equal to k. So left hand limit is equal to k, right hand limit is equal to k, and fa is equal to k. That is, left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to fa. This implies f is continuous at x equal to a. Or we can say greatest integer function is continuous at every non-integral point. So, greatest integer function is continuous at every non-integral point and is discontinuous at every integral point. And it is clear from the graph of the greatest integer function. Yes, the graph of greatest integer function. Was like this. And you can see at every integral point there is a jump. So there is a break or gap in the graph. So therefore greatest integer function is discontinuous at every integer and is continuous at all the non-integral points.